The Prime Minister refuses to rule out shortages leading up to Christmas.
With Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. The Prime Minister today refused to rule out the prospect of empty shelves in the lead-up to Christmas caused by a shortage of butchers, HGV drivers and problems getting some produce into stores. Boris Johnson did, however, promise this Christmas would be at least better than last year, which many of us will remember was effectively cancelled for many families because of the pandemic. And he told businesses it was up to them to sort out their supply issues. Our political correspondent Carl Dillon reports. Our political editor Robert Peston is in Manchester tonight. So on to the fuel shortages now, and on the eve of the army being sent in to deliver petrol and diesel, supplies in the southeast of England and London remain tight. Elsewhere in the country, the situation is nearly back to normal, but for hard-pressed motorists came the warning tonight they'll be paying more at the pumps when they do fill up because the cost of oil is rising. Dan Rivers reports from Berkshire. The family of a 15-year-old girl who died after testing positive for COVID-19 has told ITV News they are in utter shock. Georgia Halliday had no known underlying health conditions and was supposed to have had her vaccine on the day she died. While incredibly rare, the teenager is among a small number of children known to have died after catching the virus. Chloe Keedy reports. At least 5 people have died in a bombing at a mosque in the capital of Afghanistan. On to sport now, and 2 of the Premier League heavyweights met today, Liverpool and champions Manchester City. Both sides had a chance to go top of the league, but neither were able to seize the opportunity as they played out a thrilling 2-2 draw. Chris Scudder watched the action. And finally, the last of the runners in this year's London Marathon have crossed the finish line. Taking the golds were Ethiopia's Sise Lema and, for the women, Kenya's Jocelyn Jepkosgei. Others did it for fun and to raise money for charity. Toby Sadler was there. Well, huge congratulations to everyone who took part. And that is it for the moment. I'm back with the late news at 10. Until then, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye. The Prime Minister refuses to rule out supply shortages leading up to Christmas. He also told us this Christmas will be better than the last one, which of course for many was cancelled because of the pandemic. Also ahead.
With Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. The Prime Minister told businesses and farmers who've been warning they won't have enough people to get food to supermarket shelves this Christmas that it's their job to fix the problem. As the Conservative Party conference opened, he did have one promise. This Christmas will be better than last year when we were in the grip of the pandemic. Our political correspondent Carl Dillon reports from Manchester. To fuel shortages now, and on the eve of the army being sent in to deliver petrol and diesel, supplies in the southeast of England and London remain tight. Elsewhere, the situation is nearly back to normal, but a warning to motorists they'll be paying more at the pumps when they do fill up. The cost of oil is rising. Dan Rivers reports from Berkshire. Well, let's return to Manchester now and to our Deputy Political Editor, Anushka Astana. Anushka. At least 5 people have died in a bomb blast at a mosque in the capital of Afghanistan. The explosion was detonated at the entrance to the building in Kabul. No one has yet claimed responsibility, but in recent weeks, the Islamic State group in Afghanistan has stepped up attacks directed at the country's new government. Here's Chloe Keedy. A private plane has crashed into an empty office building in Italy, killing all 8 people on board. Sport now, and in the Premier League, 2 of the title favourites, Liverpool and Manchester City, played out a thrilling 2-2 draw at Anfield. And finally, after being postponed because of the pandemic, the London Marathon returned today. 40,000 runners took part in the event, with thousands more competing in a virtual race. And as Toby Sadler reports, for many it was a chance to raise money for charities and causes close to their hearts. Oh, well done, everyone. And that is it from us this evening, from everyone here on the Weekend Team. Good night.